Hello everyone and welcome back to Rolling Movie Recaps. Today, we are going to do a recap of a Russian action thriller movie called Terra Nova from 2008. This violent film is set in the year is 2013, and with the abolition of the death penalty, prisons are overflowing across the globe, presenting a major problem for the authorities. The solution is to ship a consignment of them to a far-flung, freezing God-forsaken place and let them colonize it. When they find themselves deposited at their new home, the authorities leave a pile of numbered keys with which to unlock their chains and then retreat to a safe distance. All hell breaks loose, and among scenes of carnage, the Russians kill the Chechens with uncontrolled acts of murderous violence. But before we start, be careful of spoilers for all the people who still have not seen this movie. I hope you enjoy the video, so let's begin. The film opens with Chillin, who is walking on a deserted island. While trying to find a safe spot to stay for the night, Chillin falls into a freezing cold river. He manages to get out of there and continue his journey. He stops for a moment and starts to think about how all of this happened to him. The year is 2013, and thanks to the abolition of the death penalty, prisons are overflowing across the globe, presenting something of a problem for the authorities. The only solution is to ship a consignment of them to a far-flung, freezing place and let them colonize it. Among those sent from a Russian jail is Ivan Chillin, who has apparently killed more than 20 men. One afternoon, in prison, Chillin is taken to see the prison governor, who asks him about what he wants in his life or what he dreams about. He is not the only one in prison who is going through this. Many other prisoners are also called to the prison governor, and they are being asked the same question for some reason. When another man named Obezianaya asked about what he dreams about, he says that he wants to work in this prison and he wants to be a governor, while Tolia tells the prison governor that he wants to follow the progress of the space station, and Sipa tells him that he just wants to see women again. However, Chillin's answer is not revealed. The governor tells all of them that they have been selected to be transferred to a penal colony. This news confuses all the prisoners, but they have no other choice but to go there. Subsequent to that, all prisoners are boarded into a ship. They find themselves on a huge transport ship, which proves a perfect device for introducing the rest of this motley mob and for setting up tensions, particularly between the Russians and Chechens. The prisoners are divided into groups and put into cells, just like they would be in a real prison. Obezian decides that he will act like a very cruel man, so all the other prisoners would get scared of him and they would not try to kill him. In doing so, he even kills a man and takes his bed. The hatch starts to close and every prisoner thinks that they have been tricked. The boat takes off and all the prisoners start panicking, thinking that they are being left there to die in the sea. All the prisoners start to fight each other in panic as violence begins, while Chillin remembers a conversation he had with Sipa earlier in prison. Sipa was a man who suffered from mental illness, and he would talk about things that never made sense. Chillin remembers the time Sipa mentioned heaven and hell did not have any seats left, and that a third purgatory-like place is being prepared for people like them. Chillin thought that this meant nothing back then, but looking at the harsh environment that surrounds him, he thinks that Sipa's words are finally making sense now. Later on, everyone calms down and sits in their prison cells while wishing that they stay safe in this journey. But things do not stay calm for long, and an atrocious gang breaks out of their cell. They are looking for a man. Obezian pretends to negotiate at first, but he kills the man, which results in a horrendous prison riot. Everyone takes their weapons and they start to stab each other through their cells. Everyone keeps mercilessly killing one another through the bars except an elderly man named Steri. The man stays behind and keeps praying. The guards instantly intervene and try to handle the situation. They shoot a man first as a warning shot. Later they release a sleeping gas that would knock all of them out and end the prison riot. They finally reach their designated location, which is a deserted island far from civilization. All of the prisoners are put into numbered handcuffs as they listen to a man named Mr. Olafson and Marta. Both of them are in charge of this project, which is known as the Terra Nova Project. Since the death penalty has become illegal in all countries, including this one, prisons are unable to keep this many prisoners in captivity, which is why the Russian government has offered this land to start the Terra Nova Project, which funded by international organizations. The prisoners are supposed to be colonists now who live under their protection, and everything they need to survive is being provided, including food, which they ensure will last for 3 months. They also tell the prisoners they will be monitored by them all of the time via satellites. They also mention that they are surrounded by communication buoys. They tell the prisoners that they can use a boat to find a button. They can use the button and make requests, and if the button turns green, their request will be accepted, and if the button is turned red, their request is denied. Obezian gets quite angry at the fact that they will control his every move. Obezian throws a rock at them in order to start a riot so that they can escape, but the guards start to shoot. All of them are warning shots, so none of the prisoners get killed. Mardu explains that the boys can also be used to ask to leave the project by saying their name and the reason for their departure. And if the prisoners want to leave, they will be sent back to the prison from which they came. After mentioning this, the guards leave alongside Marta. While leaving, the authorities leave a pile of numbered keys with which to unlock their chains, and then retreat to a safe distance, at which point all hell breaks loose. All of the prisoners start to run towards the keys, and they start to fight over the keys like animals. All of them mercilessly keep hitting each other, while Chillin and Sip stay away from the violence. They decide that they will pick up all the keys that the rest of the prisoners drop. Sterling also decides to stay behind, and he watches all of the prisoners taking the keys like animals as a big crowd forms. The situation gets worse when some of the men run towards some crates that guards left there, and they find weapons. They take the weapons back to the crowd as a massacre takes place and many people get killed. A man named Dali comes out of the crowd and starts to scream at all of them as he handles the situation and takes control with the help of his entire gang. After Ollie's gang takes control of the situation, Ollie gets better cloths and shoes for himself and Steri. Subsequent to that, Ollie chooses a man to send out on the boat. He chooses a man, and when he is distracted, the group sees this as a golden opportunity, so they start to fight back. The group attacks again. As the whole fight starts once again, the group uses rocks as weapons as they start to kill everyone. Many men violently die by either rocks or the weapons they found. Ollie keeps fighting, and he keeps killing people until he faces Moriak, who has a big rock. Moriak violently bashes Ollie's head with a rock as blood splatters his face, and Ollie dies. Some of them keep fighting, while some of them flee in the boat. Obezian also fights with a rock, and he bashes Steri's head with a rock as well. The men who escaped on a boat try to escape, but they die drying as they drown in the deep sea. Everyone calms down a little bit as the survivors start to distribute the supplies and food amongst themselves. Obezian uses some tools, and he frees himself from the handcuffs. Chillin gets disturbed by this massacre, and he decides to go on his own lonely journey. He took a jacket, as it was very cold in that desert. He packs some food in his bag, while Sipa accompanies him for a very short period of time. He tells him that the supplies and food they are provided with will not last for 3 months. Sipa leaves as Chillin goes away, and we are back at the scene from which the movie started. He keeps going until he finds a warm place underneath some rocks where he can sit and rest for a moment because he is very tired. He sits there and looks at a picture of his family that he has kept safely hidden with him, despite all the harsh things he had to go through. He starts to cry while looking at the picture, and he sleeps crying. He wakes up when he hears something peculiar. He sees that all the food was manifested with rats that are now eating his food. It starts to rain, but he finds some shelter, and he is able to start a fire from which he heats a pot of water. Later on, he captures a wild bird and roasts him on the fire when he meets Sipa. Both of them meet the bird together and start to explore the island. Both fight, but they stay together. They find a plane buried in the snow. They think that they will not survive out there, so they go back. Their Sipa and Chillin form a group. They keep having issues with the prisoners regarding the plane. Obezian is the leader of the other group, and Chillin proposes a deal. He says that he will go and ask for food. Obezian agrees at first, but starts a war. His own men turn on him, and they kill him. They start to obey Chillin, and Chillin says that more food is coming. They start to live happily, but Marta sends more American prisoners there after giving them more demanded supplies, which had gas for the plane. Chillin tries not to fight, but the Americans start to fight, which results in a very big massacre. Marta decides that this project is not working. so she orders all the guards to shoot and kill all the prisoners. The guards kill all of them, but some of them still survive as they were hiding. Some of them sit with Chillin in the plane as they fly away. The guards keep shooting at the plane, which results in the rest of them dying. Chillin still survives and keeps flying the plane. Chillin goes away, flying away in the plane all alone as he is now finally free. Here, this movie ends. To watch more explanations of these kinds of movies, click on the thumbnails on your screen and don't forget to share your thoughts about today's video in the comments section. Kindly like the video and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any new video. And at last, I will say, stay safe, stay well. See you next time and thanks for watching.